Hello, I am Pankstein and today I am going to explain you the most exciting objects in our universe, in our cosmos, that are black holes. So let's start with the stars. If you ever wonder how these stars shine, if you look into the sky at night sky and look at these tiny stars shining, if you zoom any star, suppose if you consider any star and zoom into it, what is happening inside that star? So just take a look inside this star. If you see this is the core of the star and there is a fuel, and that fuel is hydrogen. So star is burning that fuel. Star is burning hydrogen constantly, and due to that burning, that hydrogen is converted into helium. At this core, this reaction is happening. This is fusion reaction. So a tremendous amount of heat is generated. When hydrogen is converted into helium, it generates heat and that creates the pressure. So if you see these arrows, these arrows of heat creating the pressure, and this tries to expand the star. So there is this one force, pressure, due to the formation of heat, and there is another force operating exactly opposite to it, that is gravity. So you all know that gravity pulls things. Gravity is a pulling factor, so it pulls the mass inside. So there is a silent battle between these two forces, the pressure and the gravity. Gravity is pulling everything inside and pressure is trying to push everything outside. So there is balance between these two forces. When these two forces are in balance, it means that star is stable and the star will shine for billions and millions of years. But it won't shine forever. Why? So just come to this figure. When this fuel, this hydrogen fuel is burned, there remains something inside the core, and when the star exhausts all its fuel, then the pressure weakens. Now one force wins and one force weakens. The pressure weakens because there is no more fuel to burn, and the pressure weakens and gravity wins. When gravity wins, the whole mass of the star collapses into the single point. And that single point is called as singularity. If you could see here, this is what called singularity. And we all know that a mass, heavy object or any massive body warps the space around it. It not just warps the space, it bends the space, it warps the space-time. As Einstein told us, the mass creates the bending of space and time. So suppose this mass, there is a heavy mass, but that mass is concentrated to a single tiny point called as singularity. So if you imagine there is a fabric, large fabric, and on that fabric if you put heavy mass or heavy object, it warps the space. The difference in the reality and between this analogy is that the space all around us, this space all around me, is not two-dimensional, it is three-dimensional. So the massive objects do warp space in 3 dimensions. So it is warping, not just warping space here, it warps space here, here, in all 3 dimensions. So suppose that point, that massive point, heavy object, is just a single point. It not just warps the space, it tears the space. So what happens here? Now suppose there is a heavy object, this star, that has exhausted its fuel. Now what happens? This star warps the space, bends the space, and the space becomes like a funnel shaped. This is funnel shape. This is warping of the space, and not just space, space-time more precisely. So as it warps the space, this is event horizon. There is an invisible shell around this singularity. This is called event horizon. So what happens at event horizon? Space stretches itself in such an extent that it tears. It tears, and time stops, absolutely stops. Time freezes. This is called as black hole. This is called black hole because no light can escape. Once the light enters, light, energy, anything enters into the event horizon, it crosses the event horizon. When you cross that event horizon, it gets trapped inside and there is no escape. So it appears black. That's why it is called black hole. Hence, that this is the way black hole is formed. Thank you for watching.